The third entry in level 2 is the team from France, Stephanie and her dog QUAPON. First exercise is the food refusal. Full points gained from this exercise, 10 out of 10. Then the next exercise is healing. Unfortunately, the handler did not follow the original healing pattern set out by the judge. So she was penalized the whole 6 points and got a 0 for this exercise. Next we have the send away. As you can see, the dog veered to the left and did not cross the send away line. This means that they will not get any points for this exercise. Next we have the retrieve. The handler will be in a sitting position and the retrieve item will be a garden hose. The dog went on the handler's lap at the start of the exercise and was penalized 1 point for that. Next exercise is the absence of handler. It's not very clear in the footage, but the dog is downing next to some wine barrels. It's a tight space which can be intimidating for some dogs. And the distraction will be someone ringing the bell from behind the dog. And they should be getting full points for this exercise. Next, we have the scent discrimination exercise. The dog has to identify a wooden dowel with the handler's scent against 3 other identical wooden dowels. The wooden dowel is placed 30 meters away from the starting point. An added difficulty to the exercise is that the wooden dowel is placed inside a fence next to a pig. I believe the dog found the correct dowel and will be getting full points for this exercise. The last obedience exercise is the change of positions. The initial position is a down. First position is a stand, followed by a sit, followed by a down, then a sit, then a stand, then back to a down. At this point, the handler recalls her dog. be a full point exercise, 20 out of 20. After the obedience exercise, we go to the jumps. The handler's jump of choice is the long jump. An unusual choice, given all the previous handlers have chosen the palisade. Personally, I find that this is the hardest jump to train. So I think this is a very brave choice. Unfortunately, that's a failed attempt. You can get up to 3 attempts to do a jump. And this will be her second attempt. That's another failed attempt, unfortunately. As I said before, I think this is the hardest to train of the 3 jumps. The handler has indicated that she will not be making her 3rd attempt, so we go to the next jump. The hurdle is mandatory in the level 2. If you get to level 3, you have to do all 3 jumps. That's a full point exercise, 20 out of 20. After the jumps, we go to the suit work. First suit work exercise is the flee with gunshots. The decoy for this exercise is Kilian Franc from Belgium. Dog targeted the left butt cheek. Unfortunately, there's an obstruction at this point. But according to the score sheet, the dog let go of the decoy and transferred to a different spot. Lost 1 point for that. Then stayed on the bite for a second after the recall. Lost another 2 points for that. Next exercise is the defensive handler. Now this is the initial meeting. The handler has to follow the routine exactly as the judge has instructed and is not allowed to give any commands to the dog. The dog, on the other hand, must stay within 1 meter of the handler and only engage with the decoy if an aggression is made on the handler. The decoy doing the handshake will be the one to do the aggression. This time it's going to be Yoann Lebreton from France. There's usually a big distraction before the aggression is made. That was the aggression and the dog engaged with the correct decoy. The judge allowed the exercise to continue. However, it was perceived that the handler did a gesture that blocked the dog and was penalized all the points in the exercise, so the handler got a 0 for this exercise. I think I can show you a replay of that moment shortly. So it's this moment here when the handler places her hand on the dog. And you can even see the moment when one judge talked to the other judge about the incident. So let me know what you think about this decision. The next exercise is the search and escort. Yoann Lebreton, one of the decoys, is hidden somewhere in the field. And the dog has to search the field to find the decoy. Once he has found the decoy, he has to signal the discovery by barking. Then the handler will approach, ask the decoy to step out, and then the escort will start. So the dog is now searching the field. The decoy can be hidden anywhere, but it has to be the same for every dog in the same level. For your information, the decoy is hidden inside the windmill. And I think the dog has caught on the scent, and this will be a successful discovery worth 10 points. And now the escort begins. The decoy has to follow the path determined by the judge, but he can escape at any time. If he feels the dog is not vigilant enough, he can make an attempt, and the dog will lose 1 point per meter escaped. The decoy is allowed to make up to 3 attempts. One of the attempts in level 2 is to be done over an obstacle. The handler makes the first attempt and managed to take 1 meter. The meters are measured by how far the decoy can move before the dog regains the bite. The decoy manages to take 3 meters in that instance. Then the dog stayed on for 1 second after the out. Ideally, you want dogs to let go as soon as the out command is given. Otherwise, they lose 2 points for every second that they stay on. Yoann will use this obstacle to try to take more meters from the dog in the 3rd attempt. They are allowed to use this obstacle up to 3 times. That would be the first time. He's now going to come in for a second time. He decided to make his attempt on the second pass and managed to take 2 meters. And the dog stayed on for 2 seconds after the out command. The decoy managed to escape a total of 6 meters for 6 points. The dog stayed on an extra 3 seconds after the out command for 6 points. And the extra recall incurred a 2-point penalty. Now it's the face with stick over the obstacle. The decoy for this exercise will be Yoann Lebreton of France. It took 5 seconds for the dog to get the bite after entry. He would lose 2 points per second, so that's minus 10. Then he shifted to a different spot while on the bite and lost 1 point for that. And another 2 points for staying on an extra second after the recall. Last suitwork exercise is the accessories. For this one, we go back to Kilian Franc of Belgium. Again, the dog stayed on for an extra second after the recall. Total score is 204 over 300.